Imagine London in the 1800s, a city of grand avenues and dazzling wealth, but also a city of immense poverty. Children, barefoot and hungry, roamed the streets, families huddled in squalid slums, despair hung heavy in the air. This was the London William Booth knew, a London in need of hope. The gap between rich and poor was vast. The wealthy seemed indifferent to the plight of the less fortunate. Churches, often seen as places of refuge, seemed distant and out of touch. The need for change was palpable. It was in this crucible of hardship that William Booth's compassion ignited. His heart ached for the forgotten souls of London. William Booth's story is one of transformation. Born into modest circumstances in 1829, he experienced hardship early in life. Losing his father at just 15, young William was thrust into the adult world. He found work as a pawnbroker's assistant, witnessing firsthand the desperation of the poor. But a fire burned within him. At 15, he had a profound religious experience. He dedicated his life to Methodism, finding solace and purpose in faith. His early preaching ignited a passion to share God's love. This fervor led him to the poorest neighborhoods of London. There, he discovered his true calling. Booth quickly realized traditional church wasn't enough. He was frustrated. People were starving, both physically and spiritually. He yearned to reach those the church ignored, the drunkards, the homeless, the unsavable. His heart ached for them. He believed everyone deserved God's love, regardless of their circumstances. Booth knew he had to act. He couldn't bear to stand idly by while people suffered. This conviction fueled his desire to create a radical new approach to ministry. In 1865, William and his wife Catherine launched the Christian Mission. Their aim was simple: bring the love of God to the poorest of the poor. No judgment, no condemnation, just compassion. They set up tents and held open-air meetings in the heart of London's slums. Their message resonated. People responded to their sincerity and their willingness to meet them where they were. The mission offered a hand up, not a handout. They provided food, shelter, and spiritual guidance. Booth's message was clear: there is hope, even in the darkest of times. The Christian mission evolved. It became the Salvation Army in 1878. A bold move. Booth saw the church as an army, fighting against poverty and despair. He adopted military titles and uniforms. This unconventional approach drew criticism but also attention. Booth's strategy was innovative. He recognized the power of music. Salvation Army brass bands played lively tunes, drawing crowds and spreading their message of hope. It was unconventional, but it worked. People were drawn to their message of love and redemption.
Know you've been a good friend.
The Salvation Army wasn't just about preaching. They rolled up their sleeves. They provided food for the hungry, shelter for the homeless, and medical care for the sick. They established soup kitchens, shelters, and hospitals. Their work was practical and tangible. They understood that true compassion meant meeting people's immediate needs. This hands-on approach set them apart. They didn't just talk about helping, they took action. William Booth faced opposition. Some criticized his methods, others his message, but he never wavered. He knew his calling was true. He continued to fight for the marginalized and forgotten. His impact was undeniable. The Salvation Army spread rapidly, first across the United Kingdom, then to America, and eventually to the world. Today, the Salvation Army operates in over 130 countries. They continue to provide practical assistance and spiritual guidance to those in need. William Booth died in 1912, but his legacy lives on. He left behind an organization built on compassion and service. The Salvation Army continues to be a beacon of hope for millions around the world. His story is an inspiration. It reminds us that one person, driven by love and a belief in the power of humanity, can make a difference. William Booth's life is a testament to the power of compassion to change the world. He left behind a legacy that continues to inspire us to reach out to those in need, offering a hand up and a message of hope.